in the case of the Guatemalan armed conflict, initially the guerrillas were like white, urban, middle class students, or not rebels, but I mean, at the beginning, like what was like the guerrilla was mostly like in urban centers in Guatemala City and all that. Afterwards, the conflict went in the Western Island, notably, where like peasants and indigenous people are the majority. And when they start to form cooperatives, groups, association, the military regime, who was already planning to develop the north of Guatemala, because Guatemala, even though it's a small country, it's really rich in natural resources, kind of like Colombia also, but in a smaller scale. And when they had plans for extractive projects, in which Canada also was investing in the mining sector, in the nickel. So there was a lot of land dispossession with indigenous people, and since they were starting to getting organized, they just do the amalgam of like indigenous socialism, cancer, national security. By all means necessary, we have to wipe them out. So it was at the same time historical racism, systemic racism, but also they're impeding the development, because there's always this narrative: we need to get developed. We're a third world country, and like these people are an obstacle to the development of our country. So it's a mix of all that, I would say, and we still see that with the way there's a lot of resistance and opposition to extractivism project in Guatemala in the 21st century, because it's the same groups who were affected by the internal armed conflict, some of the same regions that are mobilized against that, and then the Guatemalan government will do some repression, because we have to protect the investors. We need to develop our country. So it's a mix of both those motives.